So here we are in a Japanese cemetery park, which is the main Japanese cemetery in Singapore, where the Japanese community have had burials for hundreds of years. And we're in kind of rather a nice area of Singapore, Kovan, where you've got lots of these landed properties. We've been oogling them and fantasizing about buying them when we win Euro Millions. But anyway, I thought it'd be nice to record the experience. Hmm?
I'm going to take a picture of you by the sign.
Yeah, could do. I'll just put this on pause, shall I?
Yeah, okay. Can you put more to look at the sign?
Yeah. We can look at the sign to find out more. I mean, it's very beautiful. Bougainvillea. A beautiful sort of resting place, really.
Yeah.
History of the cemetery. Oh. History of Cemetery Park goes all the way back to the end of the 19th century. A Japanese brothel owner, Takajiro Fogaki, donated 7 acres of his rubber plantation to be used as a burial ground for young Japanese women who died in destitution. That's sweet of him. The British colonial government officially granted permission for this use on 26th of June 1891. Okay, since then it was used to bury Japanese residents. During the World War, the cemetery was used to bury Japanese civilians and soldiers who lost lives in the battlefield or to illness. Of course, there was the invasion of Singapore. No one has been buried here since 1973, as the cemetery was one of the 42 cemeteries where burials were prohibited by the government. The young Japanese prostitutes, civilians and soldiers rest in this place under Southern Cross stars. This cemetery park, which is the largest in Southeast Asia, that's very interesting, tells us the history of Japan and Singapore. The Japanese Association Singapore maintains the park, which is often visited by Japanese students, residents and tourists like ourselves. The tombstones are neatly laid out harmoniously with its surroundings, and the park offers visitors peace and tranquility. Well, I'm already feeling that peace. Don't you think, Jock? I'm already feeling the peace. Oh, there's a little cat. Oh, poo. Hello. You like lots of attention? You do. You go there just to get lots of attention. Poo. Sweet cat. Nim, 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 nim. Are you the cemetery cat? Are you?
Hey Daniel, don't look at that sign there, Daniel.
Which one?
Sorry, cat.
Yeah, do not enter for Pokemon Go. No, well, absolutely not. Any religious ceremony and event strictly prohibited.
Daniel,
Fair enough. Exactly. Hinomoto Jizozon. When the Pacific War ended in August 1945, about 8,000 citizens who were living in Singapore evacuated to a camp which was set up in Jurong while waiting for the return vessels. After the first and second vessels had left, many women who were still stranded became increasingly restless and unhappy. Due to the lack of vegetables, diseases and deaths continued one after another, and some even killed themselves. The number of those who died at the Jurong camp amounted to 41. In the later years, the manageress of the Japanese restaurant in Katong, Kojizu Imai, initiated to set up the Hinomoto Jizo, deity guardian of Japan, at the entrance of the Japanese cemetery to pray for the souls of those who died. The Jizo statue also includes prayers for safe deliveries of Japanese women residing in Singapore and protection of their children. That's interesting. 8,000 Japanese citizens. They were in a camp. And I wonder how they were looked after. Because obviously the British weren't looked after very well, but then, oh no, I'm not going to make any political statements, but I don't know enough about it. Anyway, this is a beautiful statue. Really beautiful. And lovely the sky beyond it. Bougainvillea is beautiful. Wait, you pushy cat. Shall I pause the video? That cat is so cute. Oh, you do catchy pushy poo. A lot of the Singaporean stray cats, they have no tail, so it's obviously a mutation.
Which doesn't affect their...
It doesn't seem to affect their survival. So maybe it was a ship's cat. Oh, chich, pushy poo. I want attention. That's what I like about cats. They just... Aww. Yeah, I was just doing this one, Jock. Born in Fukuoka Prefecture, Kozo Nakano graduated from Nagasaki Fifth Senior High School. Medical faculty 1891. Went to Shanghai in 1893, opened Nakano Clinic after arriving in Singapore the following year in 1894 due to a strong appeal by the Japanese living in Singapore. Since then, he'd been active for 30 years as the first Japanese doctor. First, gosh, in 1915 he became one of the 22 General Committee when a Japanese association was established. This stunning stone monument was built by the Memorial Establishment Committee on the 3rd anniversary of his death at the cost of $3,000, gathered from many proponents who responded to the appeal. Gosh, it's quite beautiful. I was just looking at this one, Jock, and the characters, it's beautiful writing, isn't it? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And at the top, very stylized, kind of more ancient writing, I think. Lovely, the bougainvillea. Yeah, we're just looking, there's lovely bougainvillea arches. Which is really beautiful. Yeah, bougainvillea is a lovely plant. I mean, and actually I do believe that the purple bit is not a flower, it's actually the leaves near the flowers, a rather pathetic little thing.
Modified leaves.
Yeah, modified leaves.
Hey Daniel, do you want to look at the cycad to your left?
Where's the cycad? Oh, a very nice cycad. That's a beautiful Japanese calligraphy. Oh, look at that fabulous cycad. There's a coral tree. But that look at that, Jock.
Oh my God.
I wonder what species it is. I mean, it's gigantic.
I mean, I can't remember the name. They sell it at the plant shop at Chinatown.
Exactly, and they often keep quiet what they've got because it's probably worth thousands if someone actually dug it up and grew it.
Full sun.
Are they like, yeah, it gets a full stun, I suppose. They're fussy. Fussy. Oh, my little. Yeah, maybe they're fussy. They said something about different minerals it could be lacking or something. There's something very peaceful about Japanese gardens. It's like there's something very spiritual.
I don't know what they. What the hell? Another side cat there, but it's not as big.
They've got quite a lot, haven't they? I like the way they've got the palms behind. And presumably, do you know what these are? Presumably they're ancestral.
Navies, I think.
Navy, oh, it's in Japanese, isn't it?
I think navy. Oh, here
Is it Chinese, Jock?
Yeah, it's Chinese.
Oh, it's Chinese. Oh, Navy.
And then that's for soldiers who sacrifice themselves.
Oh, soldiers who sacrifice themselves. And what was, sorry, Jock, to bother you, what was that one there?
I don't really understand that. I think it might be Japanese, but then the
Yeah.
characters don't make sense.
Yeah, maybe kanji.
Something about people who died in their job. I don't know what soldiers do.
Or in their civilian, in their like, oh, different things to commemorate different people. The thing is, though, I suppose, it's interesting looking at this perspective. Of course, there are always lots of different perspectives to this. Shakusho Baisan Osho. Born in Hyogo Prefecture, Shakusho Baisan Osho, a Buddhist monk who belonged to Sodo Shu sect, visited Singapore in 1893 en route to birthplace of Buddha in India. Beseeched by the Japanese living in Singapore, he decided to stay on and build a temple hut in this cemetery. While teaching Buddhism to Japanese residents here, he walked alone for alms and collected donations to build a Sayuji temple, which means Temple of the West, predecessor of Mido, in 1911 for the Japanese who were buried here. The inscription, Japanese Cemetery Memorial, was by his hand. It is said that Baizen Osho pursued a life of virtuous poverty and endured hardships while dedicating his life to Buddhism. The opening ceremony of the Mido, which was held the year before he died, was conducted by Hyoki Mokusen, a Zen master and the chief abbot of Eiheiji Temple at the time. Baizen Osho passed away at Nakano Clinic here in 1912. Beautiful, so commemorating another amazing person. So interesting, isn't it? So interesting. They have a lot of cycles. They've got cycles over there. A variegated bougainvillea. It's very nice. Yeah.
Shall we walk there?
I like those
Look at that building.
beautiful kind of Japanese style building.
Yeah.
Should we go down that way? We'll go down that way if you want. Another kind of, this must be a memorial to, do you know what that says? Is it Japanese, Jock? Maybe it's kanji.
Some ancestors of a certain family.
Ah, that's nice. Ah, is it Chinese? It must. The last burials were 1973. So, is it somebody who passed away? Oh,
But oh look, there's still got food there. Oh my god.
is it to the offering? Is it offering to the person?
Yes.
Is that an offering to Buddha as well?
No, I think it's offering to the.
There's a kind of icon there though.
Which one?
There's an icon of, is it
Which icon?
there, just on there? Do you see?
That is the god of the earth, I think.
God of the earth. Oh,
I think.
oh. Did you want to go? Which way do you want to go, Josh? Should we go to?
Go to the building.
Do you want to see the building? Oh, yeah, okay. But should we go this way to building? Well, it's up to you. I don't want to.
Look at the garden.
It's lovely. I like these. Are they heliconia type things? What's that? Yeah, there's a path. It's a bit rickety. I mean, the grounds must be maintained very well. You've got to be a bit careful though with in Singapore, because often you get undergrowth. You get snakes, don't you, Joe? You get snakes. You've got to be careful of the snakes. Oh, I like this little gravelly sort of zenny thingy. Nice bamboos. That's a lovely look at Jot, that's nice. And that's the main building. Oh! The area is under surveillance. Oh, I don't know whether we can go in. Oh, it's a place for worship.
Probably not.
There's Buddha.
Is it Buddha?
It's really nice wood. You can really smell the wood. It's nice. So just have a look. Mido. Should we have a look? Is it okay if I just have a look at this one, Jock? The Mido, the current Mido Hall of Prayer, is the third one which has been built. First Mido was built in 1911 by Bison Osho. We've seen his grave on his own. I don't know Japanese how you pronounce it. Shakyozan Zayuji Temple, which belonged to Soto Zen Buddhism. However, it became infested with termites and was destroyed and desolated after the war due to absence of the Japanese Association. In 1960, Consulate General of Japan in Singapore and the Japanese Association built the second Saijuji Temple. At the same time, two temples in the city centre had closed and the Buddhist articles. That's nice. Okay. Beautiful. Where's Jock on? He's probably fed up with me wandering around taking videos. Just coming, Jock. We've got a similar, that's obviously another, maybe family. This is a nice arch. Nice arch. Do you think I get a real sense that, you know, I don't know. I mean, it's a sensitive topic, but there doesn't seem to be any bad feeling by anybody about the Japanese.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
No.
There seems to be a kind of, I really get the sense of this thing. What do you think, Joe? I get the sense that people forget more quickly here. Or, you know, there's nothing the Second World War, you were saying it's not really taught in school so much.
Not in my experience.
No, it's not. Second World War history not taught so much. So it seems to be, I think it's quite a practical, pragmatic culture. And maybe they feel, well, there's nothing we can do about it now. There's just no point harbouring resentments and things like that. And it's very practical. It's very good in a way. Bougainvillea. I like the one. Where do you want to go now, Job? Sorry.
Go to the end.
Should we go to the end? Okay. Look at those posh houses. Oh, I want one of them. When I win Euro Millions, I want some of them. But there's obviously been a thriving Japanese community for, since the 19th century, really.
Then what tree is that?
I don't know. I don't like it that much. It's okay.
Okay.
It's a bit sort of, yeah, it's alright. I don't like it. The foliage isn't particularly interesting. I like that one. But the problem is they're all tropical. Lots of lovely plants. You could all want one of them. But unfortunately they're all tropical.
Bodhi tree.
Oh look, there's a Bodhi tree. You always know when you're near a temple or anything like that. Because these Bodhi trees, they grow everywhere. There's a Bodhi tree, they grow out of buildings. That's the tree under which Buddha attained enlightenment. Very peaceful, beautiful. I can feel, I don't know, my legs are feeling a bit itchy. I just wonder if, mosquitoes have been eradicated from Singapore with regular sort of insecticide, which is probably not so good, but... What's that, Joe? Oh, it looks like, yeah. Interesting, isn't it? I mean, there's too much information to sort of look at each one. So this is about the Kano Oeyama, 1889 to 1942. He died on the way to Sumatra, Indonesia, for the purpose of cultivating perethru when the passenger plane he was on crashed immediately after it took off at Sembangwan Air Base.
Died on the way to Sumatra?
Yeah, in 1942.
What is this?
Pyrethru, I don't know. Some kind of commercial plant, I suppose.
The inventor of mosquito coil incense.
Oh, so he's inventor.
I didn't know the inventor was Japanese.
I didn't know.
You know what the coil is?
I think, isn't it the one that you kind of light and it's a coil and then it's like a joss stick, but it's more compact, like a spring. Oh, green. And this is Futabate Shimei Tatsunosuke Hasegawa, Russian literary scholar. He doesn't sound like a Russian literary scholar. Oh no, but he could have been, because he could have, yeah, of course. Anyway, this stone monument is not his grave. He's buried in Tokyo, so it's a kind of, he left a great achievement in the history of Japanese literature. Influenced by modern Russian literature, he introduced realism into his creative and translation works. Okigumo, Dark Drifting Clouds, which was written based on his own novelistic theory, is the first modern Japanese prose novel in colloquial style. After having worked as professor at Tokyo School of Foreign Languages, Shimei went to Russia as special correspondent for Asahi Shimbun. On May 10, 1909, he died of tuberculosis in Nippon Yusen Kamomaru while sailing across the Indian Ocean on his way back to Japan. On 13th of May, his body was cremated at the crematorium on the hill of Pasir Panjang. The inscription was written by Dr. Takeshiro Nishimura. Oh gosh, really amazing people. Amazing people. And you really learn something, I think. I didn't know anything about... The only thing I knew about Japanese in Singapore, really, was the war years and the invasion. But, it's good to get this perspective.
Not only do we not have any grudge.
Yeah.
We love Japanese culture though.
You love Japanese culture, yeah.
Also Japanese.
Japanese
food. Japanese
yeah, the food, yeah. The sumo, yeah. Sashimi.
Anime.
The anime, Pokemon. Exactly. And Kumo, yeah, exactly. So people forget, but it's just strange the way people forget in a way. I mean, it's not strange. It's interesting.
Many of us don't forget in the sense that we were not born yet.
Exactly. Most people, I mean, to have lived through the Japanese occupation as an adult.
For me, there's nothing to forget.
I think actually there are just very few people now who
Yes.
were there in living memory. Although you'd have thought there'd be children and...
Actually, I gotta pause it and continue filming.
Should we pause and then continue filming later? Okay.
Oh my God, I'm gonna get out of the front.
Here we get more Bodhi tree. Another Bodhi tree. They're everywhere, Bodhi trees. There's the seeds just, you know, they're in buildings, they get everywhere. They're beautiful trees. I know, I'm going to speak it. It's very spongy grass. I'd want my grave to have a Bodhi tree on it. I'd be quite happy. Hmm? Oh, that's a major Bodhi tree. Yeah, they're on all of them. I mean, they're sacred trees.
How many are there?
There's loads. It's an amazingly tenacious plant. I've tried growing it, it dies. That's like, oh, that's good. I don't blame you, Joe. It's quite, it's late afternoon, but the sun, it's beautiful sculpturing there. The sun's still quite, what's the word? Strong. Hmm? Is it a type of fig? No, I don't think it doesn't look figgy to me. Oh yes, it's got aerial roots. I don't know. Maybe it is. I don't like it. It's a bit too olivey. It's a bit like an olive. It's a bit sort of, I don't know.
But do you think those roots will become sort of branches?
Well, I think what it is it's one plant. It's this tree here, and then there's a fig. Yeah, it's a fig that's become a strangler, and you see it's growing up.
So it's gonna kill the plant.
Yeah, it's quite sad, isn't it? And then the roots are hanging down. Well, eventually it will.
Oh look! Can you film that? I gotta film that.
Yeah, they're filming it.
It's so sad, Daniel.
It's kind of sad, yeah.
So the tree will die.
Eventually.
Oh my God! Shall we tell National Parks Board?
Oh no, I think it's nature. There's nature. It's nature. Well, I prefer the fig's got nicer leaves anyway.
But Daniel, when the tree dies,
The-
the fig dies well.
No, I think the fig by then will have a nice structure.
But then it will be hollow inside.
And then, yeah, I think they do. The strangler figs are like that. You see, there's a strangler fig going up there.
Where?
It's going up there.
Oh yeah, that's the one, right?
Yeah, because it's got two types of foliage. You see.
Poor tree.
Poor tree in a way.
But if the tree becomes stronger, will it?
Yeah, maybe it will. Yeah, who knows? I don't know what the yeah,
Parasites.
nasty parasite. Oh, what's that cute little? It looks like a wombat. What's that little thing there, Jock? That little wombat.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. No, it's not a wombat. What is it? I don't know what it is. I don't know how you find out what it is. Beautiful. Very peaceful.
It's very peaceful.
Yeah, it's very peaceful.
Look at the gate. It's sort of like.
Yeah, it's obviously these things are... Well, the last person was buried here in 1973, apparently.
What's that?
So they're probably 100 years old, some of them, you know. Or... Some nice trees. Well, there we are. Oh, 24 minutes. That's not too bad for a video. And I bet I hope the cat's waiting to bid us farewell.
And Daniel, this is the same tree, isn't it?
That's the same tree, but no strangler.
No.
Got itchy legs. I think it has been mozzies. The cat's probably used to being fed by someone.
Yeah.
I bet a human comes and feeds it.
Or one of the could be the
There we are. Just waiting by the memorial. Hello. Have you come to say goodbye?
Do you think the cat is lonely? doesn't want to be touched.
I think it does really. It's a bit shy, but it wants to be touched as well. Oochie poochie poo. It's a sweet little thing, isn't it?
Just sweet tabby.
People do, yeah. There's lots of spare food in Singapore, and people do feed the stray cats.
Maybe the keeper.
I think it's a temple cat, isn't it? I mean, sorry, a cemetery cat. It's probably looked after and gets lots of attention, don't you?
Bobo, shall we go?
Okay, bye-bye. Bye-bye. Okay, so there we are. I'll just wait a minute, just to get the artistic finish, I'll go back to the... That was a Japanese cemetery park, brought to you by Emlyn-Jones Productions. Have a lovely day, bye-bye.